What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the JC Wings June 2025 releases. So as I record this video, JC Wings still does not have the graphics up on Instagram, so I have no idea when I look through this retailer pre-order list that I'm going to be covering all of the new releases, because again, JC Wings just has there's no consistency with their pre-orders, and obviously with them arriving, that's a whole nother story. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what we've got right now for the JC Wings June announcement. So let's see what's up. All right, so we're going to start off with what are going to be labeled as May releases on this website that I found. So there is a Shenzhen Airways A321neo in here, and Bombardier CRJ-1000 house livery. I believe these are from last month's releases, but I can quickly check. All right, so those look to be new releases there, so that is good to start with. And it looks like, yes, both are 1 to 400 as indicated by the price. Let's ignore the NG releases here. Cathay A350-900 in the new livery, though it's not with the large titles. And then there is a Korean Air 737-900, just trying to center that there, in the new livery. So the first of their narrow bodies that has gotten the new livery. And then an A330-300 in here as well, Hotel Lima 8025. Then we have the JC Wings Panalpina, or Panalpina, however you say that. This is an interactive 748. And then we have this right here, City of Everett, the first 747 prototype. And it also looks like it comes with maybe some GSE there, but that looks like the standard, that is the standard JC Wings GSE set. So not sure why that's in the photo, but I guess we'll just assume that that's what it comes with until I see otherwise. Moving up, we have a Lufthansa A300. So once again, we're getting more views of the A300 here from other manufacturers than Aero Classics. Not sure if that'll be on the old JetX mold with the upgraded and landing gear and all that, and some antennas installed, but we'll see what the photos look like when those come out. And a Scandinavian DC-10-30 in here as well in the old livery. And a Saul Bass United 762. That is right up my alley, November 607 Uniform Alpha. And then we have a JC Wings Lock Polish Embraer 170, so that'll please some of our European collectors. And yep, I figured that was going to be the case. They were going to have this ready to go. The Dunkin' Donuts, the new JetBlue A320 Special, which I like this special livery. It's a really cool one, very creative, and I love the orange and the pinkish hues that are all across this aircraft. So the model is going to look fantastic, but I will be picking one of those up when I am able to spot one, which hopefully is soon, because I'll be out and about here in the next few weeks or so. And just checking the list that I have, this text list that I have, looks like there's a couple others. Flaps Down, Korean Air E350. It's listed as miscellaneous for licensing reasons. And then some of the other ones, China Eastern 777-300ER. This is the Shanghai Museum special livery. So I'll go ahead and quickly Google a photo of that with the registration. Okay, not too bad of a special livery there. I like the teal on the tail. It looks really cool. And then Indigo 7879. This is probably that North Atlantic hybrid thing. And there is a level A330-200 in here as well. Great to see that variety coming into play for JC Wings this month. These announcements, they've been out for a couple of days, but I've been on the road. I've been traveling a lot here, not flying anywhere, just been on by car over the last several days. So that's why I've been a little bit behind with these JC Wings releases, if you have seen them already. But I also want to mention as well, there's another one of these Chinese brands that has popped up as well, and it's called Z or Z Squared. So I'm guessing we're just introducing numbers into the brands now. And this was announced a couple months ago. The first one that got that surfaced on MAF, or model airliner form, is a Xiamen Air 737-800 for the Prosperity of Beijing Daxing. So that's the new airport there. And from what it sounds like, they're using the Panda mold. It's like an OEM situation there. And recently, they also announced a couple other ones. Actually, a couple days after that, March 23rd, they announced a couple A300s, probably using that U models mold. That would be China Northwest and China Eastern. So those two that they're also doing. And then they announced a couple 767 hints, a Chinese registered one, a 763, and then a 762 with an American registration. Now, I've speculated that it might be Spirit of Delta, but based on the engines, it could be an American Chrome release, which I wouldn't mind that either. But obviously, with the timing of Airliners International, like right there at this point, I think Spirit of Delta would definitely be more fitting for that. So that's just some of the other things that I've been able to find with regards to the other brands that pop up. There's a lot of these like small Chinese manufacturers or brands, I guess, and they're just using Panda as their molds. So a lot of stuff that goes on over there. I'll have to do some more digging on that, but just figured I would mention it here since it has surfaced in some of the places that I do frequent fairly often. But getting back to the main point of this video, which was the JC Wings releases, really good set this month. That JetBlue A320, as I said, they'll be coming my way whenever I'm able to spot that aircraft, which probably won't be too far in the future considering I'll be in Atlanta, and possibly, I don't know where else for sure, but we'll see what happens with that. And then I know someone might like that level A330. I think they've already got a couple though. And then the Korean Air new liveries, those are going to be everywhere, so that's pretty much an expectation. And then the Cathay A350s, again, they're listed as miscellaneous since Cathay is one of those airlines that's very stringent on licensing, and they don't like to give it out, and they don't like it when manufacturers use their branding without getting the proper licensing. So that's why I don't really see any like Cathay releases from Gemini jets, because I don't think they've really been able to obtain it. So they stay away from them, and then you just see all the other manufacturers going at it. And just making the releases. And I guess there hasn't really been anything that's come out of that, because they've been able to obviously hide them under different names so that they can't be bopped right away. But it's just one of those things, really. It's kind of similar to the Emirates A380, which sounds like it has made it to Waffle Collectibles. I know he got some in, because another friend of mine got one of those recently. And it sounds like they are starting to make their way out. So maybe that got resolved. I don't know. I have no information on that, so we'll just have to see what happens with that. But as for everything else, this is a pretty good release from JC Wings. Good to have that variety in there, and just continuing to grind out all these release videos. So this will probably be out the last day of the month, so a good way to cap off May and move into June, and we'll have more fun things to cover then. With that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.